Welcome to Fluent English with Alex. Hey there, fluency seekers. Can I ask you a quick question? Do you ever find yourself stuck in what I call the intermediate plateau? You know that feeling. You understand almost everything you hear or read in English, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind just goes completely blank. You want to practice, but you feel like you don't have the right environment, the right native speaking partners, or the time to sit down and study. Yeah, I know that frustration all too well, and honestly, a huge number of the professionals and students I work with tell me the exact same thing. They say, Alex, I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't live in the US or the UK. I work a demanding 9-to-5 job, and I just don't have the energy to open a grammar book when I get home. And I always tell them the exact same thing. You don't need to move to an English-speaking country. You don't need a native speaker partner. And you absolutely do not need to bury your face in a textbook for 2 hours a day. Wait, really? Yes, really. You can build real practical fluency on your own every single day, and you only need 15 minutes to do it. I'm Alex, and welcome to Fluent English. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to use just 15 minutes of your busy day to create your own immersion bubble at home, on your commute, in your car, anywhere you happen to be. And by the end of this episode, you are going to feel a massive weight lift off your shoulders. You are going to feel capable, motivated, and armed with a highly effective modern plan that actually fits into a busy lifestyle. So, let's dive right in. First, I want to challenge a myth. When you think about studying English, what picture pops into your head? Do you imagine sitting at a desk with flashcards? Do you imagine paying for expensive tutors or feeling stressed out trying to memorize a list of irregular verbs? A lot of people think that to get fluent, the process has to feel like school. It has to be exhausting. It has to feel like work. But I want to completely shatter that idea today. Building fluency can be seamless. It can be engaging. And most importantly, it can blend right into the modern, everyday things you are already doing. While you're waiting for your morning flat white at the coffee shop, while you are riding the subway to work, or while you're walking your dog in the evening. Yes, your commute and your coffee run are about to become your best language tools. We'll talk about exactly how in just a moment. Okay, so let me ask you this. How long is 15 minutes? It's the time you spend hitting the snooze button in the morning. It's the time it takes to scroll through Instagram or TikTok while you're sitting on the couch. It's the time it takes to drive to the grocery store. Don't tell me you don't have 15 minutes. You do. We all do. And those 15 minutes, if you structure them the right way, can completely transform your spoken English. Not overnight, but if you do this over weeks and months, the results will absolutely blow your mind. So, I have a clear 3-step formula for you. I call it the 15-minute Fluency Loop, and it is broken down into 3 simple 5-minute chunks. Part 1 is 5 minutes of active echoing. Part 2 is 5 minutes of voice memo speaking. And Part 3 is 5 minutes of digital engagement. Simple, right? 5, 5, 5, 15 minutes total. Now, I am going to walk you through each of these parts. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do them, why the science says they work, and give you practical examples you can start using today. Not next week, today. Let's start with part 1, 5 minutes of active echoing. Now, I can hear the objections already. Alex, I listen to English all the time. I listen to business podcasts on my way to work. I watch Netflix every weekend. I listen to English pop music. Isn't that enough? Here's the honest truth. Passive listening, having English playing in the background while you are cooking dinner, answering emails, or daydreaming is not going to make you fluent. It's great for getting used to the sound of the language, but it's not practice. It's just background noise. Real listening practice requires focus. It requires you to be present and actively decoding the language. And you only have to do this for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of deep, focused attention. So, what should you use for active echoing? I highly recommend short, engaging content. A clip from a TED Talk, A 5-minute segment of a tech or business podcast, a short YouTube vlog about a topic you love, or a scene from a popular TV show. But here is the secret. Don't just sit back and let the words wash over you. You need to echo. What is active echoing? It means you listen to a sentence or a short phrase, you pause the audio, and you repeat it out loud exactly the way the speaker said it. You try to copy their rhythm, their tone, the way their voice goes up and down. If the speaker at a podcast says, "I really think this is a huge opportunity for the company," you pause it, and you say it out loud. "I really think this is a huge opportunity for the company." When you do this, your brain is doing heavy lifting. It's not just recognizing words, it's training your mouth muscles to produce the natural rhythm of a native speaker. It forces you to catch the little connecting words that we usually ignore when we just listen passively. Let me give you a pro tip for this. Use content that provides a transcript or subtitles. Almost all major YouTube channels, Netflix shows, and big podcasts provide transcripts now. Read along for the first minute to catch the exact words, then look away and try to just rely on your ears for the rest. If you practice active echoing for just 5 minutes a day, your pronunciation and your listening comprehension will skyrocket because you are no longer a passive consumer. You are an active participant. All right, so that's part 1. 5 minutes of active echoing. You have your content. You pause. You repeat. You mimic the rhythm. Now, let's move to part 2. And this is the step that usually terrifies people, but it is where the real magic happens. 5 minutes of voice memo speaking. But Alex, you're thinking, I just told you I don't have anyone to speak with. How can I practice speaking for 5 minutes? I hear you, but here is the big secret of fluency. You do not need a partner to practice output. You can practice speaking completely alone, and it is incredibly effective. In fact, many successful polyglots and language learners use solo speaking as their primary method to gain fluency. Because when you speak alone, there is zero pressure. No one is judging you. You don't have to feel embarrassed about your accent or taking a few seconds to find the right word. So how do you do it? You pull out your smartphone, you open the voice memo or voice recorder app, you hit record, and you speak for 5 minutes. That's it. Why the voice memo app? Because when you know you are being recorded, your brain takes the task a little more seriously than if you were just thinking the words in your head. But since you are the only one who will ever hear it, it is a safe space. If you're wondering what on earth you should talk about for 5 minutes, I have 3 favorite methods to get you started. Method 1 is called the career catch-up. This is especially great if you are learning English for your job or to pass an interview. You hit record and you talk about what you are working on today. Keep it simple. Today I have 3 meetings. At 10 a.m. I am meeting with the marketing team. We are going to discuss the new campaign. I need to finish a report by 2 p.m. I feel a bit stressed, but I think I can handle it. You are practicing the exact vocabulary you need for your daily professional life. You are practicing the future tense, the present, continuous tense, and industry vocabulary. Method 2 is called the fake interview. Pretend you are sitting across from a hiring manager at a top company, or maybe you're a guest on a famous podcast. Ask yourself a standard question out loud and then answer it. So, tell me about a challenge you faced recently. Then answer it in your voice memo. Well, last month we had a major software issue. This trains your brain to formulate spontaneous answers, which builds incredible confidence. Method 3 is the opinion rant. Watch a movie trailer, or think about a new product you bought, or a news headline you just read. Hit record and give your honest review. I just saw the trailer for that new sci-fi movie. Honestly, it looks terrible. The special effects seemed really cheap, and I'm tired of the same old storyline. This is amazing because expressing opinions is one of the most common things we do in real social conversations. When you practice 5 minutes of solo speaking into your phone every day, you are forcing your brain to retrieve words quickly. You are literally building new neural pathways. And here is the best part. You can listen back to your recordings from a month ago, and you will actually hear your own progress. It is the best motivation in the world. Okay, so we have covered Part 1, 5 minutes of active echoing, and Part 2, 5 minutes of voice memo speaking. You are doing fantastic. Stick with me, because Part 3 is going to change how you engage with written English. Plus, I'm going to share a strategy on how to memorize vocabulary that actually works for busy adults. Let's dive into Part 3. 5 minutes of digital engagement. This is your reading and writing practice. Now, when people hear writing practice, they usually think of writing long, boring essays about topics they don't care about. Throw that idea in the trash. We live in a digital world. Real-world writing is fast, social, and interactive. For your 5 minutes of digital engagement, I want you to read a short piece of online content and leave a comment. That is it. Where should you do this? Go to LinkedIn, Reddit, X, or YouTube. Pick a topic you genuinely care about. If you work in finance, read a short LinkedIn post from a financial analyst. If you love technology, go to a tech subreddit or watch a tech review on YouTube. Spend 3 minutes reading the post or the thread. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Read for the main idea. Then spend 2 minutes writing a genuine 3 to 4 sentence comment in English. This is a great perspective. I completely agree that AI is changing the industry. In my experience, adapting to these new tools is difficult but necessary. Thanks for sharing. Hit send. Boom. You just practiced real-world reading and writing. Why is this so powerful? First, you are reading modern, natural English used by native speakers online. You learn slang, idioms, and professional jargon organically. Second, when you write a comment, you are participating in a real conversation. You are thinking in English. Your brain is checking its own grammar and searching for the right words, but because it's just a short comment, it isn't overwhelming. And third, you might actually get a reply. Interacting with real people online is a massive confidence booster. It proves to you that your English is good enough to communicate. Please, do not let perfectionism stop you. So what if you make a tiny grammar mistake in a YouTube comment? Nobody cares. The goal is connection, not perfection. Every time you hit that post button, you are breaking down the fear of using your English in public. All right, so those are your 3 steps. 5 minutes of echoing, 5 minutes of voice memos, 5 minutes of digital engagement. That is your 15-minute fluency loop. Now, before we wrap up, I need to talk to you about the glue that holds all of this together. The secret weapon that separates the people who stay stuck from the people who become incredibly fluent. Vocabulary. You can listen, speak, and write every day. But if you don't grow your vocabulary, you will hit a wall. You will feel like you're expressing complex adult thoughts using the words of a child. But forget everything you know about memorizing long lists of single words. The modern, highly effective way to build vocabulary is through chunking. What is chunking? Instead of learning one single word, you learn a short phrase or a combination of words that naturally go together. Native speakers don't speak in single words. They speak in chunks. Here is how I want you to integrate this into your 15-minute routine. Every day, choose just one new chunk. One phrase, not 10, just one. Some of you are rolling your eyes. Alex, one phrase a day is nothing. But listen to me. One phrase that you deeply understand and actually use in a conversation is infinitely more valuable than 20 words you cram into your brain for a test and immediately forget. Let me show you how this works. Let's say today's phrase is figure out. It means to understand something or to solve a problem. It is used constantly in American and British professional environments. You take your phrase, figure out. You say it out loud a few times to get the feel of it in your mouth. Then you write a sentence with it. I need to figure out how to use this new software. And finally, the crucial step, you force yourself to use it during your voice memo practice or in your digital engagement comment that day. Maybe in your voice memo you say, today was tough, but we managed to figure out the budget issue. Maybe you leave a comment on a YouTube video saying, thanks for making this tutorial. I was really struggling to figure this out. Do you see the difference? You didn't just read the phrase in a dictionary. You breathed life into it. You made it yours. By doing this every single day, you will effortlessly add 365 highly useful phrases to your active vocabulary in a year. That is life-changing. Okay, we have the plan, the 15-minute fluency loop and the chunking method for vocabulary. You have everything you need. But I want to leave you with one final, critically important concept. It's about your mindset and how to actually make this plan stick. Let's be completely honest. Many of you are listening to this right now, feeling super motivated. You're thinking, yes, I'm going to do this today. Day 1, you crush it. Day 2, you do it. Day 3, you have a late meeting, you're exhausted, so you skip it. Day 4, you feel guilty for skipping day 3, so you avoid it. By day 7, the plan is dead. Sound familiar? Please do not beat yourself up. This is human nature. It doesn't mean you are lazy, and it certainly doesn't mean you are bad at learning languages. It just means you haven't tied this new behavior to an existing habit. And you need to use a psychological trick called habit stacking. Habit stacking simply means you take a new habit, your 15 minutes of English, and you stack it directly on top of a habit you already do every single day without fail. Think about charging your smartphone. You don't ever forget to charge your phone, right? It's automatic. You plug it in before bed or when you sit at your desk. You need to make your English practice as automatic as plugging in your phone. So, find your anchor. When I sit on the train for my morning commute, before I open my emails, I will do my 5 minutes of active echoing. When I get in my car to drive home from the office, I will do my 5 minutes of voice memo speaking. When I am waiting in line to buy my lunch, I will do my 5 minutes of digital engagement on LinkedIn. You are not finding new time. You are transforming dead time into fluency time. It is small, it is sustainable, and it removes the need for motivation. You just do it because it's part of the routine. Always remember this golden rule. Consistency beats intensity every single time. It is so much better for your brain to practice for 15 minutes every day than to feel guilty all week and try to study for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon. Language is a muscle. You build it with frequent, light workouts. All right, we are at the end of the roadmap. I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Stop waiting. So many professionals tell me, I will start applying for global jobs when my English is perfect, or I'll start speaking in meetings when I feel more ready. My friend, you will never feel 100% ready. Confidence doesn't come before you start doing the scary thing. Confidence is the result of doing the scary thing. You build confidence by recording that voice memo even when it sounds messy. You build confidence by posting that Reddit comment even if you aren't sure about the prepositions. Every time you try, you are telling your brain that your voice matters. So today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, today, I want you to take 15 minutes, put on a podcast, and echo it. Pull out your phone and talk to yourself. Go online and leave a comment. You have the tools, you have the roadmap, and you absolutely have the capability. I say this because I truly believe it. You are entirely capable of becoming a fluent, confident English speaker. I know you can do this, and Sarah and I will be right here with every new episode to support you along the way. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I'm Alex from Fluent English. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.